A flagship with all features but with an even lower price than the iPhone 13 mini, which will shock you. This video is a review of Xiaomi 11T Pro. In terms of design, this phone weighs 206 grams and is 8.8mm thick and its size is 6.6 inches. Definitely not a light phone, but its good weight balance and curved design make the phone not uncomfortable at all. The front panel is protected with Gorilla Glass Victus and the back panel is protected with regular glass and the middle frame is made of aluminum. The body material has a completely feeling of a flagship, but in terms of water and dust resistance, it has only the IP53 standard, which is durable but not at all in the category of a real flagship. On the back panel, 3 lenses are placed vertically and the flash and laser EF can be seen next to them. At the bottom there is a Xiaomi logo and some text that I do not like very much. The back panel look has a metallic feel and overall it has a beautiful design that I wish was more minimal. On the front panel is a curved display with a punch-hole selfie camera at the top. The notch of display is a bit high from the bottom and about 85% of the front panel is a display that is quite acceptable but not great. The 11T Pro display is a Super AMOLED with Full HD Plus resolution and has a pixel density of 395 ppi that supports HDR10 Plus and Dolby Vision content and is 10 bits. The contrast and depth of black on this display is really great and it displays sharp content with attractive colors. Also, due to the 10-bit display, when you see content with high contrast and colors such as sunset, the colors are displayed very smoothly and without color confusion. The brightness of this display reaches up to 1000 nits and there is no problem to see the content in it even under direct light. The refresh rate of Xiaomi 11T Pro is 120Hz adaptive that shows everything smoothly with optimal battery consumption. Although the phone has an OLED display, it still has a side-mounted fingerprint sensor. I personally love this type of the sensor because they have quick access and their security and the speed is great, which can be seen in the 11T Pro. This device has 3 lenses, 108 megapixels wide lens, 8 megapixels ultra-wide and 5 megapixels macro lens. Photos in daylight with the main lens have low noise and great dynamic range. The sharpness of the photos is also good, but the colors are a bit inaccurate and exaggerated. White balance is also good and due to the high resolution of the lens, the details of the photos is extremely high. Portrait photos are taken with the help of laser EF and the separation of the subject from the background is done very well and the blurring of the background is done naturally. The photos are a bit noisy at night, but the details and the exposure increase naturally and the night mode photos are also great. Due to the high resolution of the main lens, you can have up to 2 times of good digital zoom. Details are reduced and photos are slightly softer, but it is quite efficient for average users. Ultra-wide photos of this phone have good dynamic range and sharpness and their noise is low, and the photos shows good detail but it is definitely weaker than the main lens. 11T Pro macro photos shows good detail and sharpness but their white balance is a bit poor and the colors may be a little lighter or more vivid. With the main camera you can record 8K 30 frames or 4K 120 frames per second video, which has really great performance in focus speed, but it has no OIS, which has not bad performance but not good at all at this price. This phone also has the ability to record HDR10 Plus video, which is really great. This device also has features such as audio zoom and cinematic mode. The cinematic feature is the same as the portrait video feature, which has been improved but slightly reduced the video quality. Don't tell to anyone, they want to be Apple, but the selfie camera of this phone is 16 megapixels, shows good detail but software sharpness can be seen in the photos. With the selfie camera you can record 1080p 30 frames per second video, which is quite normal. In terms of hardware, the chipset of this device is a Snapdragon 888 Plus with 8 or 12 gigabits of LPDDR5 RAM. Definitely a 3 GHz chipset, does not have any lag or slowdown, but it gets hot in heavy and long use, which is annoying. This device also has 128 or 256 gigabits of UFS 3.1 memory, which is high speed, but for a flagship in my opinion, the 512 gigabits version was also needed. Xiaomi 11T Pro has Android 11 with MIUI 12.5 when released and has full software support for up to 3 years. The personalization capabilities of this phone are endless and it is a fast user interface, but expect for the first year, Xiaomi phones receive updates a little late. The battery of this phone is 5000 mAh of lithium polymer. Although the battery capacity is high, it does not have a sense of capacity of 5000 and works less than a day in semi-heavy use, but the charge of this device is 120 watts, which Xiaomi said takes 17 minutes to fully charge, but it takes about 19 minutes. And this is great, but the battery health reaches 80% in a year and a half, and I suggest you use this speed only if necessary. The speakers of this phone are stereo and tuned by Harman Kardon. Its volume is good and the production of middle and low sound is excellent. But like many phones, it does not produce good bass, which is normal. But after all, is it worth buying? Absolutely well worth buying. Reasonable price and great features, even more than a flagship. But it also has its weaknesses. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like it, and if you like my content, subscribe to my channel. Goodbye, see you in next video.